be a little bit more. Yeah. You good?
You good?
Okay. Hi, John, and thanks for taking the time to this fake interview. Before going into the fake of it, can you just do a little introduction about yourself, so your position at SPORTENG and the project you're usually working on?
Jonathan Douglas, field of play consultant here at SPORTENG. Mainly deal with specification writings for all these projects that the engineers design, do quality assurance testing for projects when they go ahead, and a lot of compliance, and general supporting the engineers when we're designing works and taking it through into tender phase.
All right, awesome. All right, Jonathan, starting with my first question for you. Can you tell me, for you, what's the most common mistake that people can make when they're maintaining their natural turf sports field?
There's probably heaps of mistakes or common underestimations, basically. I think the main one that I've seen is just underestimating the climate and the water requirements. Assumptions and kind of guessing on what's going to occur the next day when it comes to the weather is probably a mistake that people generally make. So underestimating what's around the corner, it more boils down to the water requirements.
Yeah, because definitely climate's going to be completely different whether you're in Sydney or even in Melbourne or then in Brisbane, and definitely if you go up north, has been even more different.
Yeah, there's so many different ways of looking at it, but I think people just underestimate the water requirements. And I think if they nail down the water requirements, anything will piggyback on top of that. So it backs up all other maintenance aspects. If you're not getting your water requirements and your scheduling correct, everything else kind of suffers that.
Yeah.
If it's chemical applications, fertilizer application, scheduling for play, if your watering is not correctly scheduled, then it's a mistake. That's the questions.
Yeah, makes sense. Yep. Yeah, right. And when talking about maintenance, what is the most important, I would say, turf maintenance habit that should never be skipped?
It follows on from what we've just been talking about with the irrigation schedule. If your irrigation schedule is correct, and then basically it coincides with aeration, so you've got water and air.
Yeah.
That's one of the main components for growing grass. So if you schedule for the water and the aeration component, again, everything else that you're trying to deliver will piggyback on from getting those elements correct. So a lot of people miss aeration. And they don't realise till 3 or 4 months later the impact of missing those aeration schedules. So yeah, it's kind of a combination of the best.
Yeah, okay, I see. All right, and I guess it's just linking back to the last question that I wanted to ask you, which is what is the early design decisions that you can make to prevent those problems that can happen even around sports fields?
These questions are kind of linking. I'm trying to keep it simple, simplify the turf requirements, and with the design aspect. The early design of the irrigation systems is critical, and then that kind of follows up with the design of the drainage system and the profile. So it kind of links. If the field is designed so it can withstand the irrigation requirements and drain through, and then infiltration of massive heavy rainfall, then basically it's keeping that cycle going where you can get infiltration of water, then the head of pressure sucking the water through, so it creates that nice little vacuum of the cycle to create a healthy profile. So if you get the drainage and the irrigation design initially correct, then again you can go into that cycle of your maintenance practices knowing you've got that cycling profile, and it's with the irrigation and the drainage. So for me, it's one of the things that I assess when I'm doing council fields or private clubs that have got an old existing field. I assess the drainage, I assess the irrigation system to see if that is the first port of call for upgrade, as well as the profile.
Yeah,
So it's a combination, really.
yeah. No, 100%. All right.
It's interesting to investigate.
Yeah, no, I bet, yeah. Oh, wow. Well, thank you for attending. Thank you for participating to this Taylor interview and for, just letting me a little bit of your time
No, thanks.
to answer those questions.
You can go for it. I was connected.